I'm joined now by Pod Save America's Tommy Vietor. Tommy, thanks for joining me.
Great to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Almost,
yeah, we're almost there. So, Tommy, we just saw a big expose that seems to be rubbing Trump and Republicans the wrong way.
A lot of rubbing.
From the New York Times, saying that that Donald Trump is slowing down, that his age is catching up with him. So first and foremost, to what extent, walk us through a little bit about what this expose showed. And I want to talk about whether you think it actually matters.
Yeah. Breaking news, Brian. Trump is old. The headline was Trump faces realities of aging in office. Can you imagine a headline that will piss him off more, by the way? Like an insecure man who just can't grow up. So a couple specifics in this story that are worth noting. Trump recently had an MRI, and we have zero information about why, what it was for. When asked about it by reporters, he said, "I have no idea what they analyzed, but whatever they analyzed it well, and they said that I had as good a result as they've ever seen." So does that seem credible to you?
I'm convinced. I'm persuaded.
No further questions here on the defense rests. They did an analysis of his schedule. Basically, he starts at noon and he ends at 5, which doesn't seem like a full work day to me.
It's giving Sleepy Joe.
It's giving very Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Don. Trump's total number of events has decreased by nearly 40% from 2017. That's a lot. And then he's got the weird thing on his hand that we don't know what it is.
You know, I think the irony of all of this is that we really wouldn't even be talking about it if not for Donald Trump himself making the age of the president the principal issue that this country has to contend with. And so after 4 years of Republicans hammering away at this over and over and over again, that's why this has become such a potent topic of discussion, is because of these Republicans themselves. Like, this is them getting foisted on their own petard, right? Is it foisted?
Yeah, foisted away.
And so I just think that's that the only reason that we are sitting here talking about this right now is owed entirely to Donald Trump, who at what was he? Was 77, 78 years old when he was making these attacks against Joe Biden, recognizing that of course he was going to try to run again. Like, how is this not setting himself up for failure in just a couple of years when he would be the new oldest president this country's ever had?
Donald, you know you're going to age, right? Comes from us. Yeah, not a long-term thinker, as we learned. Although Joe Biden has a chance to do a really funny tweet here. If you tweet out the article, maybe a link to some Depends, like welcome to the club, Donnie, we all age. It would be very funny to kind of wrap your arms around him. Look, I do think, I don't think most voters think Trump is old in the way they thought Biden was old, just because Biden's decline was so visible. There was a lot of shuffling and there's communications issues. I do, though, think it's worth thinking about one of Trump's strengths as a candidate, as a politician, is that he just projects as strong and decisive, and people think he makes strong decisions. And if they start to think oh, maybe not, maybe he's lost a step, maybe he's getting weak, maybe he's slowing down, that'll chip away.
Yeah, and especially given the fact that there's not somebody else can just come up and fill the void left by an increasingly slowing down Trump, because he doesn't want to allow that. He doesn't allow anybody else to get the attention.
And JD Vance sucks.
And JD Vance sucks, which doesn't help things along either. But it's not like he's going to make way for his heir to come and be the spokesperson for this administration. He wants it to be him. It will always be him. And so we're stuck in a situation, or they're stuck in a situation, where they've got somebody who's slowing down, who's becoming increasingly, he's always been kind of incoherent, but increasingly incoherent off of the already low bar that he set for himself. And everybody's so afraid of him because he is so relentless in his attacks against anybody who doesn't show blind deference to him. And so no one has the courage to step up. I mean, even Ted Cruz just barely the other day, when he was asked if he was going to run in 2028, it was notable in the sense that he didn't just come out and say, no, I couldn't possibly do that. Donald Trump is my leader today, tomorrow, and always. He didn't do that. But even still, Trump is a lame duck president. And the fact that even still Ted Cruz was too afraid to just come out and say, yes, I'm going to run for president. And it's going to be a long road and we have a lot of stuff to fix in this country, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But even still, he couldn't do that because of the way that Donald Trump operates.
Yeah, because Trump is still kind of soft floating this third term thing, despite it being completely unconstitutional.
Thereby freezing the whole field against his own party.
Yeah, and he'll be kind of anointing Rubio, but also anointing JD Vance, and sort of
It feels
having them
very
fight it out.
Logan Roy.
Oh yeah, it's
where
Don and
it's just
Eric.
like, is it gonna be Shiv? Is it gonna be like,
They're all hateable characters, though. That's the moral of the story. Yeah, Donald Trump. He is the center of the MAGA universe. He's the sun they all revolve around. He is him, but he increasingly needs hims. So we'll see how this goes long term.
Did you just try to do a plug for Hims in the middle of the show?
Yeah,
they're not even a sponsor.
I don't know. The pun worked.
All right. Well, on that great segue, I want to move over to one more topic that a lot of us have been focusing on, and that is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is one of the few people who is willing to speak out against Dear Leader. And so today, in the aftermath of Mike Cernovich kind of, I guess, needling her, he's this right-wing provocateur commentator, needling her and saying that she needs to serve out her full second term. She took to Twitter, quote tweeted that, and wrote, and I'm going to put that right here on the screen. "Oh, I haven't suffered enough for you while you post all day behind a screen. Do I have to stay until I'm assassinated like our friend Charlie Kirk? Will that be good enough for you then? Shit posting on the internet all day isn't fighting. Get off your ass and run for Congress. I fought harder than anyone in the real arena, not social media. Put down your little pebbles and put your money where your mouth is."
I love that.
I mean, zero fucks left to give, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I got to ask, first and foremost, on this front, what impact do you think that this is going to have, that her kind of feeling unburdened, unrestrained, may have on other Republicans who have, all thus far felt like they were just kind of under the thumb of Donald Trump, can't say an ill word of the God King. Now to see his most loyal foot soldier come out and so thoroughly, freely rebuke him, do you think that has any impact, or is everybody else just saying like, nah, she's retiring. That's good. That's good for her. But I want to keep my job, and so fuck that. I'm just going to keep quiet.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I do think, look, he looks weakened because of the whole Epstein files fiasco.
Yeah,
and that's not over yet, right?
Correct.
I mean, in 30 days or however, whatever the clock's run down already, we are going to see some sort of release of new files, and I assume another fight about what the administration is withholding. So Trump is weakened on that front. I think that courage begets courage in politics, like there's strength in numbers. If a bunch of members see Marjorie Taylor Greene willing to speak the truth, maybe that will make them feel like they can too. Also, messengers matter in politics. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Ro Khanna can say the same thing, but like audiences are going to hear it differently.
Yeah.
And if Marjorie Taylor Greene is out there,
she has clout with her audience.
She has clout and credibility, and they listen to her, and she gets fed into their algorithm in a way that like you and I never will. And so in the long term, like I think this could do some damage.
No, I mean, I think it's important. Look, politics makes for really strange bedfellows. And as far as Marjorie Taylor Greene is concerned, because I know that a lot of people have a lot of trouble accepting the fact that it feels like there should be an alliance between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Democrats right now. I think look at it this way. If Marjorie Taylor Greene is agreeing with us, it's not like we're agreeing with her. It could be that Marjorie Taylor Greene is agreeing with us. And if that's what you have to tell yourself so that it feels more palatable. But again, like, this isn't about purity test. This is about figuring out what coalition you can, cobble together to persuade a few people. And to your exact point, if Marjorie Taylor Greene is able to reach people that you or I or any Democrats are not going to be able to reach, then you take what you can get. But you're right. I think her coming out and saying that this is an administration that's not focused on affordability, this is an administration that is not fulfilling its promises, this is an administration that's tried to suppress the Epstein files, that's going to at least give some insight to an audience that's otherwise kind of protected, insulated from all of this stuff. I mean, you and I have spoken at length about the extent to which Fox and right-wing media are this hermetically sealed bubble around the people that consume that kind of stuff. And often, I mean, it's like a joke at this point, but oftentimes when some major news is breaking, like the Epstein files getting voted on in Congress, in the House or the Senate, it'll be like CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, all talking about the Epstein files getting voted on to release, and then Fox News will be like, here's how to, brine your turkey for the holidays.
Exactly.
Like special report. 9 hours of coverage on how to brine your turkey.
Yeah.
And so I think when you have instances like this where you do have someone who has direct access to these people and you can get good information to shine through, then you take those opportunities.
Yeah, you have right-wing media is these hermetically sealed bubbles, little submarine or whatever. But, if MTG lets one rip in the submarine, It's gonna smell extra bad. It's gonna be extra potent, and I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, it's just silent the whole time cooking that one up.
Silent but deadly. Marjorie Taylor Greene. And listen, to your point earlier, like, you can say that you liked what Marjorie Taylor Greene said about X without endorsing what she said about Y.
Right.
Like, we're all adults here. Politics is a game of addition, not subtraction. Look at what Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie did. They built a coalition around the release of the Epstein files, and they created a process that has been more damaging to Donald Trump than maybe anything else Congress has done. So I think that's a model we should all try to follow.
And you're so right there, to the point where Trump even tried to reduce this to just a D versus R thing. Like, he tried to make it like, oh, the Epstein files are about Bill Clinton and Larry Summers and Reid Hoffman and J.P. Morgan Chase, that very Democratic bank. Classic
bankers.
Classic Democrat bank. And thinking that politics for everybody else works the same way as politics for him, which is to say, if you have somebody in the Republican Party, all of his cult members will jump to his aid. Mm-hmm. And so he thinks that if he can just invoke Bill Clinton's name, then all of the Democrats will just jump to Bill Clinton's aid. And like, Democrats are like, if Bill Clinton did something wrong, fuck Bill Clinton. If any of these people did something wrong, fuck those people. And so that backfired. But you could see how he was trying to reduce this down into just a partisan squabble so that it could fall into the same trap that everything else falls into. And you're right. I mean, the fact that there was Thomas Massie there lent a lot of credibility and credence to this thing that otherwise would not have existed if it was led by like Ro Khanna, Jamie Raskin, Shifty Adam Schiff,
Chuck Schumer.
Schumer, exactly. So
yeah, it's good news. Good work by them. And, it's nice to see little cracks.
Little fissures. Yeah, we'll take it. With that said, also important to create more of these fissures is to continue to build up progressive media. So for folks who are watching right now, if you're not subscribed to Pod Save America's YouTube channel, I'm going to put that link right here on the screen and also in the post description of this video. Tommy, as always, thanks for the time. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for having me. Also, please, if you're not subscribed to Brian's channel, what are you doing? The button is literally right there. Just click it. It's free content. It's great stuff. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.